Motorcycling is full of old stories that riders pass down through generations. Some are harmless, but 7 common myths can quietly drain your wallet. Make one bad decision and watch a $10 part cause a $2,000 problem. Today, we break down these expensive myths with real data. Number 7 is the myth that loud pipes save lives by installing aftermarket exhaust to make car drivers notice you on the road. Many riders strongly believe that installing an aftermarket exhaust system and cranking up the noise will make car drivers finally notice them on the road. The louder the better, right? Wrong. Here's what the science actually shows. Independent acoustic research proves that vehicle cabins block low-frequency, rear-origin noise. That's exactly the type of sound that most straight-through pipes make. The sound gets blocked until your bike is almost right next to the car driver. By then, it's too late to help prevent an accident. But the real problem is what loud pipes cost you. In many states and countries around the world, going over local sound pressure limits can get you fined anywhere from $100 to $700 per traffic stop. Some places also give you fix-it tickets that require you to get your bike re-inspected after you put quieter pipes back on. Just one summer's worth of citations can cost more than the $1,200 you spent on that loud exhaust system. There's also hidden cost when you try to sell your bike. Excessively loud pipes are red flags for buyers looking at used motorcycles. Many buyers will automatically reduce their offer by $300 to $800 because they know they'll have to buy stock exhaust cans to replace your loud ones. Then there's your health. Being exposed to sounds over 95 decibels for long periods risks permanent hearing damage. OSHA says it's only safe to be exposed to 100 and 200 decibels for 30 minutes per day. Most loud motorcycle exhausts produce sounds well above this level. Add the cost of custom earplugs at $150 or potential visits to an audiologist at $600 or more, and the cost keeps adding up. What works better and costs less? A high-visibility jacket costs about $150 and makes you much more visible during the day without any legal problems. LED auxiliary lighting kits cost around $120 and boost your visibility at night. Most importantly, taking a defensive riding course for about $250 will statistically reduce your crash odds more than any exhaust modification ever could. When you carefully add up a single summer's worth of tickets, plus the hit to your resale value and potential health expenses, the total cost can easily go over $2,000. And there's still no proven evidence that loud pipes actually prevent crashes. Number 6 is the myth that premium fuel is always better for your engine by using higher octane gasoline, even when your manual specifies regular fuel. Modern fuel systems are sophisticated, but octane ratings still confuse many riders. Lots of motorcyclists fill up with 91 or 93 octane premium fuel, even when their owner's manual says to use 87 octane regular fuel. So let's clean this up. The octane number measures how well fuel resists engine knock, not how clean it is or how much energy it contains. Using higher octane fuel than your engine was designed for provides no extra power unless you have a high compression engine or forced induction like a turbo or a supercharger. Here's the annual financial impact on your budget. So let's say you ride 6,000 miles per year. Your bike gets 45 miles per gallon, and premium fuel costs 70 cents more per gallon than regular. That's typical for most of the United States in 2024. Your extra cost would be 6,000 divided by 45 times 70 cents, which equals $93 per year. Over a 5-year ownership period, that's $465 literally burned up for no benefit. If you ride a touring bike that covers 12,000 miles annually, you can double that number. Many riders think premium fuel is better for engine health, but that's not true either. Things like ethanol content, detergent packages, and how you store your fuel affect engine life much more than octane rating. Sticking with the correct octane rating and adding a $10 fuel stabilizer for winter storage gives you the same protection for much less money. You should only pay for premium fuel if your bike's compression ratio is 12:1 or higher, or if it has a turbo or supercharger. Also pay for premium if your manual lists dual ratings like minimum 89 octane, optimum 91 octane, and you regularly ride in very hot weather or at wide open throttle. Think of premium fuel like medicine, not vitamins. Unnecessary octane is money you're literally burning up. Number 5 is the myth that full-face helmets restrict vision and hearing by worrying that chin bars narrow peripheral vision and muffle emergency sounds. Many riders across the country worry that a full-face helmet with a chin bar will narrow their peripheral vision and muffle important sounds like emergency vehicle sirens. A study by the Motorcycle Safety Foundation found no statistically significant drop in hearing reaction time or peripheral awareness among riders wearing full coverage helmets. Riders naturally compensated by doing slightly more head checks, which actually maintain their safe situational awareness. But here's where this myth gets expensive. The average emergency room cost after a moderate traumatic brain injury ranges from $13,000 to $20,000, and that's before rehabilitation costs. Half helmets and open face helmets leave your face and jaw completely exposed. These areas require some of the most expensive reconstructive surgery procedures if they get injured in a crash. The CDC reports that the average work loss cost per crash-injured motorcyclist is $6,400. That's income you lose while recovering from injuries that a full-face helmet might have prevented. Your insurance premiums can also go up. Multiple claims tied to head injuries can spike your premiums by 20% or more. Insurance companies track these patterns and adjust rates accordingly. A good quality Snell-rated full-face helmet costs about $450 and lasts about 5 years. That breaks down to just $90 per year. It's literally the cheapest insurance you can buy for your head and face. Switching to an open-face helmet might save you 6 ounces of weight, but it risks 5-figure medical bills and higher insurance premiums. The math is pretty clear on this one. Number 4 is the myth that you don't need proper gear for short trips by skipping protective equipment because you're only going a short distance. Now, we've all heard this common excuse. It's only a mile to the grocery store, so why gear up? The crash data tells a very different story. Statistics show that 58% of fatal motorcycle crashes happen within 10 miles of the rider's home. 37% happen within just 5 miles of home. The short trip you think is safe is exactly when overconfidence and complacency can get you into trouble. So let's look at the cost breakdown. An emergency room visit for a degloved palm, where the skin gets scraped off, typically costs $2,300 out of pocket with mid-tier health insurance. If you need a skin graft for just 1 square foot of damaged skin, that's $9,000. Follow-up treatment for road rash infections averages $1,200. A complete set of CE-rated gloves, jacket, and pants can be purchased for around $700. That's less than 1/10 the cost of even modest medical treatment for road rash injuries. There are hidden expenses as well. Even minor road rash can keep you off work for 2 weeks, costing you income. Low-speed crashes still break levers, mirrors, and plastic fairings on your bike, which easily cost $400 or more to replace. In some places, inadequate protective gear can be argued as contributory negligence in court, which could reduce your insurance payouts. The short trip logic is essentially a high-stakes gamble with terrible odds. The gear costs a few $100s once, but the medical bills can cost thousands every time you crash. Number 3 is the myth that dealer service is always a ripoff by assuming every maintenance job is cheaper if you do it yourself at home. Yes, labor rates at professional motorcycle dealerships run between $80 and $160 per hour. But assuming that every single job is cheaper if you do it yourself ignores the cost of tools, the value of expertise, and warranty risks. Here's when doing it yourself can bite you. If you strip the threads in your oil pan by using the wrong torque, you're looking at a $300 replacement cover, or worse, having to remove the engine for repair. Botching an ABS brake fluid flush can trigger a warning light that some motorcycles won't clear until a dealer uses their proprietary scan tool. That dealer visit cost about $120. Missing valve clearances during a valve check can burn your valves. Replacement cylinder heads cost $1,200 plus labor. According to J.D. Power, average annual motorcycle maintenance cost about $1,000 when done properly and on schedule. But skipping or improperly doing valve checks can turn a single repair visit into a bill over $2,000. Here's a smart strategy. Tier your maintenance tasks by difficulty and risk. Chain cleaning, air filter changes, and cosmetic bolt-on accessories are perfect for DIY work. But leave ABS brake bleeds, valve adjustments, and firmware updates to the dealer. If you want to do your own work, buy a service manual for about $60 and a good torque wrench for about $80. Incorrectly torqued fasteners are the #1 cause of DIY maintenance failures. Keep detailed logs of everything you do. Dealer service stamps preserve resale value, but detailed receipts for home maintenance can do the same thing, but only if you're meticulous about record keeping. DIY maintenance only saves money when you have the right tools, the right skills, and you're picky about what jobs you tackle. Otherwise, that free afternoon of wrenching can turn into a 4-figure repair bill. Number 2 is the myth that used bikes are money pits by believing new motorcycles are cheaper in the long run because of warranties and reliability. New motorcycles certainly look attractive with 0 miles and full warranty coverage, but depreciation hits hard and fast. A new bike loses 5% of its value the moment you sign the paperwork, then up to 27% more by the end of year 2. On a $15,000 sport touring bike, that's $4,050 gone before your second oil change. Here's why used bikes often win financially. Let's use that same $15,000 bike as an example. After 2 years, it's worth about $11,400. After 3 years, it's worth about $10,650. If you buy that bike at the 3-year mark, ride it for 5 years, then sell it when it's 8 years old at about 50% of original value, your total depreciation loss is about $5,250. Meanwhile, the original owner lost almost the same amount in just the first 24 months. Many people worry about warranty coverage on used bikes, but extended factory coverage often costs $900 to $1,200. That's more than the cost of most common out-of-warranty failures on reliable Japanese motorcycles. When buying used, spend $120 on a pre-purchase inspection. If the mechanic catches just one hidden problem like a fork seal leak, you're already ahead by $250 compared to discovering it later. Always check recall history through NHTSA or your local equivalent. Free dealer recall fixes usually remain valid for second owners. The bottom line is that depreciation costs way more than most repairs. A properly inspected used motorcycle is usually the better financial choice. And number 1 is the myth that minimal insurance is enough by thinking basic liability coverage meets all your insurance needs on a motorcycle. A bare-bones liability-only insurance policy can cost under $100 per year in some states across America. It seems like a good deal until you need coverage that isn't there. Uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage adds only about 10% to your premium cost, but it can provide 6-figure payouts if a driver with minimum coverage hits you and causes serious injuries. Many drivers on the road have only the state minimum coverage, which might not be nearly enough to cover your medical bills and bike replacement. Accessory coverage is another gap. Your aftermarket exhaust, luggage, and suspension modifications aren't covered under a basic policy. A $40 per year rider policy can protect $3,000 worth of bolt-on accessories. Medical payments coverage can fill important holes as well. Some health insurance companies treat motorcycling as hazardous recreation and impose higher deductibles for motorcycle-related injuries. A $50 per year medical payments add-on can cover that gap. Now, here's the real-world financial math. If you have a total loss on a financed $10,000 bike without collision coverage, your insurance payout is zero, but you still owe the bank the full amount. Collision and comprehensive coverage might raise your annual premium by $200. Even with a $500 deductible, one careless driver now costs you $700 instead of $10,000. Skimping on motorcycle insurance coverage is the clear definition of being penny wise and pound foolish. The first serious claim you can't file because you don't have coverage could wipe out 10 years' worth of premium savings. Avoid just one of these expensive mistakes, and you'll save enough money for high-end protective gear, advanced training courses, or extra long motorcycle trips. Challenge these myths, follow the evidence, and both your wallet and your body will thank you over thousands and thousands of miles of safe riding.